Well, 2020 has been a hell of a year, and if you're anything like me, you've spent a lot of time quarantining playing mobile games. In this video, I'm going to go over my top 5 mobile games of 2020. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it. Hello everyone, my name is Quinn Noble, aka Silverhawk, and welcome to my channel. This is a place dedicated to video games of old and new with a hint of retro nostalgia. So if you're into speed running, retro commercials, and a top 5 lists like the one you're watching right now, then be sure to subscribe because I'm putting out new content every week. In this top 5 list, it is my preferred games. It's my opinion only. I don't expect everyone else to have the same opinion that I have. And some of these games are not new games per se, they're just the games that I played the most this year. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Number 5. Coming in at number 5, we have the My NBA 2K20 app. And this is a card trading game with several different modes to choose from. You customize each one of your decks and you go head to head against other players. Every round there are 4 categories. There's offense, defense, rebounding, and playmaking. One of those statistics is chosen. Each player picks a card and those 2 cards go head to head, and whichever card has the highest number becomes the winner. There are 4 rounds in each game, and one of the rounds is a double player round, so you get to pick 2 cards. So you get 5 cards to choose to play 4 rounds. And then the winner of the round gets a certain amount of draft picks, and you pick the draft picks from the draft board, and those are more cards that you can potentially add to your deck. You can use some of your lesser liked cards to make better cards, and there's also small rewards for doing tasks throughout the game each day. This is a look at my current deck. Steve Nash is obviously my best player, followed by DeMar DeRozan and Isaiah Thomas. But I have to admit that my favorite card would have to be this one right here. Oh yeah, Penny Hardaway. I grew up about an hour from the Orlando Magic, and I watched this guy play growing up. He's definitely one of my faves. I know you guys are probably thinking, Quinn, this game doesn't look very fun, and you're a little bit right. But the real reason I like to play it is because I can log into my PlayStation Network and earn VC for my character in NBA 2K20. This app also has a face camera that you can use to replicate yourself. As you can see, I used it here in my interview with my other favorite basketball player of all time, Shaquille O'Neal. Number 4. Coming in at number 4, we have Madden 21 Mobile. And I know you guys are thinking, no, not another sports game, but this will be the last one on the list, I promise. This one has a ton of different modes to choose from. But honestly, the one that I always tend to play is the season, and this just kind of gives me my fill of the NFL this year. I honestly don't really like to play Madden because I get stuck on it playing it game after game after game, and there is no end. I mentioned that I grew up about an hour from Orlando, and that was in Tampa Bay. And we are used to not having a very good team, but this year we got a little help from Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski, and it's kind of exciting. So I've played some past Madden mobile games, and I feel like this one is the best one yet. And being that the games are so long, you can pause in the middle and go ahead and save your game. So that's a super nice feature to have. Now there are some other game modes in this game, but I honestly couldn't tell you much about those. Number 3. Coming in at number 3, we have Disney Emoji Blitz, and this is basically the Candy Crush equivalent of the Disney World you get emojis, and you can actually use them on your phone with your keyboard. And every day you can unlock the prize wheel. Go ahead and spin that, and you get some extra coins or other prizes. Use the coins to unlock other emojis, and when you start off you only have a few, but eventually you have to unlock them all. And the cool thing about this game is that Disney has added Star Wars characters to it, as well as the Disney Pixar world. This here is a special event. As you can see, the Mandalorian logo on the left, and Moff Gideon is the guy you are fighting in this. But you can get your Disney Star Wars puzzle fix with Disney Emoji Blitz. Number 2. Coming in at number 2, we have The Simpsons Taped Out.
This happy little elf game is so stupid. You tap and wait and tap and wait. And for what? So your pretend town can have more pretend flowers than your pretend friends? What a colossal waste of time. Hey, what if I buy a bushel barrel full of elf berries? That should speed things up. I spent $1,000? Oh well, I'll just tell them that my kid did that. Uh-oh.
Now this is a game that I have sunk hours and hours on end into. As you can see on the bottom left hand corner, I'm a level 125. The premise of this game is simple. Basically, Homer blew up Springfield and it's your job to put it back together. You start off with the Simpsons house and a couple characters, and eventually you get more. You send these characters on tasks to collect XP and money, and you use that money to build other buildings and characters around your Springfield. If you play the game long enough, you'll eventually unlock a mode that will let you build your own monorail that will let you ride around your Springfield and see your sights. To the south of your Springfield, you have the Springfield Squidport, which I tried to replicate just like in the show. And here is my first tattoo, and speaking of my first tattoo, it's of one of my favorite characters in this game, the Space Coyote. And it is voiced by none other than the late, great country music star, Johnny Cash. Number 1. Coming in at number 1, we have Pokemon Go, and this is my most played game of 2020. I downloaded it back in 2016, but I deleted it. For some reason, I picked it up this year and played it a lot. And let's just call it what it really is. This is basically a fishing game with lovable Nintendo characters, and I love it. I got my curveball down, as you can see. There's just something about having an open world map in a game that's just as big as your own. I mean, literally, the world is your playground. Now, when Pokemon came out in 1996, I was just learning how to drive, so I was way too cool for Pokemon, but little did I know that this lovable game I would be playing several years later into my adulthood. And I'm not the only one. I know a lot of people that play this game. I have quite a lot of friends that I'm sending gifts back and forth to. The other cool thing about this game is that it motivates me to move around a little bit more. It uses the GPS in your phone to see how long you've walked, and based on how long you walk, you hatch more Pokemon eggs like you see here. This is a really good game that you can jump in and out of, and I mean, I don't know if anybody's caught every Pokemon, but they keep adding to it, and it just seems like it's going to be really hard to catch them all. But I might be playing this one for a long time, just like I've been playing The Simpsons. I mean, I've been playing that game for about 6 or 7 years now. There's a lot to do and explore in this game. A lot more than there was when I played it back in 2016. I mean, maybe that's what made me come back to this game and play it all of a sudden. There's all kinds of challenges for you to try, and once you complete each challenge, you get rewarded just like any other game. So, Pokemon Go in 2020, my favorite game. Well, 2020 certainly has been a strange year, and in my downtime, these are the apps that I played the most, but I'm curious to know, what are your favorite mobile apps of 2020? Be sure to let me know down in the comments, and as always, be sure to like and subscribe. Take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.